Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's my last day working in urgent care and I decided to take you guys with me. Let's go. Alright, so unfortunately my morning is not anywhere near as aesthetic as a regular YouTuber. I have an animal, so I have to let him out as soon as I wake up in the morning because I think that's animal cruelty, getting yourself dressed while your dog has to like pee. So the first thing I'm going to do is let him out, let him use the bathroom a little bit, and then we'll continue. My dog is super clingy, so in order to get him to leave me alone while I'm trying to get ready for the day, I give him a treat. They're actually really good for his like breath and his teeth, as well as just like something to nibble on. So I'm gonna give him one of these little greeny things that I keep for him. So after I finish getting the dog all situated, while I'm downstairs, I actually pack everything up so that I can just come down and grab it and go when I'm done getting dressed. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's actually super productive, and I love grapes, so I actually packed 2 baggies to go with my regular lunch. I actually used to always make coffee in the morning as well, but now that I sit like at the front desk all the time and do nothing for 12 hours, like it makes my stomach hurt. So I don't actually drink a lot of coffee anymore unless I'm actually moving around. Once I get everything situated downstairs, I come upstairs and start my actual routine for my skincare. So in the morning, I don't do a lot of skincare. I literally just wash my face off, and then I do a little bit of scrub if I wore makeup the day before. I don't do any harsh stuff in the morning because I don't want my skin to be irritated all day. Typically, if it's a super early morning, I tend to shower at night and exfoliate at night, so that way I don't have to wake up super early in the morning. I tell you guys all the time that I'm not a beauty guru and I do not spend a lot of money on my face care products. I use CeraVe foam cleanser for my dry and sensitive skin. I brush, I gargle, and I'm ready to go. So the next thing I do is get into my uniform. I put on all my bracelets and my watches, and then I start to really quickly do hair and makeup. But for my face care, I'm just gonna do some retinol cream, I'm gonna do some toner, and then I'm also gonna spray my face and use the Ordinary lactic acid for my acne. And then on top of that, I'm gonna add some moisturizing cream so that way my face stays hydrated, because like I said, I have very dry skin, especially during this time of year when it's raining and gross. I'm gonna straighten my hair because A, there's a dent in it because I had it in a ponytail, but also I am the first face that people see when they walk into the urgent care because I do a lot of reception. So I wanna make it look like I didn't just like, roll out of bed and, look gross. So I wanna make sure that they know that I'm on my A game so that we can get them in, get them out, all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to keep it super simple when it comes to my makeup routine. I don't usually like to go above and beyond. However, I do lashes, I do concealer, I do my eyebrows, and I do highlighter. I don't really do bronzer, I don't really do blush, I don't really do any of that good stuff. Not when I'm going to work because it's just too much for me. I just like to make it look like I, tried this morning. So that's what we're going for. We're going for the I tried look. I swear to God, when I'm doing my face and my hair routine in the morning, I lose track of time. Guys, I swear to God, it was just 7 o'clock. It is now 7:30 and I'm gonna be late for work if I don't leave in 2 seconds. So I'm gonna hurry up, get my lashes on, and let them dry as I walk downstairs. All right, I'm too lazy to run up and grab my tripod, so I'm just gonna use my phone real quick. I'm gonna put on some earrings, I'm gonna grab my stethoscope, and then I'm gonna also grab my pulse ox and my name tag, and then we are out the door, baby, because we are late. Let's go, let's go. All right, I have my bag here and my lunch bag. I usually bring a really big jug of water, but honestly, I didn't have time to pack it this morning because I'm always late. Bye, Sarge. Man, it's just ridiculous. Oh my God, it's wet, it's raining, gross. All right, let's get out of here. Okay, so we are driving to work. It's rainy. I don't know if you can hear my windshield wipers, but it's raining out. But so I just wanted to touch a little bit, first of all, my job is 15 minutes away, which is why I say I really have to go in between 7:30 and 7:35 so I can get there on time. But honestly, I love working in urgent care. It makes me so happy to be able to help people. The problem with urgent care is people often come to urgent care because they don't feel like waiting in the hospital, and there's A, nothing wrong with them. B, they think they're dying and they're not actually dying, which again, nothing wrong with them. Or C, they just expect you to like see them right away, because urgent care means urgent care. Like, we give you urgent care, but that's not what that means. It means that you need care that's urgent but not emergent, right? And so like that's something that I had to learn like day one. And so a little bit about my journey. Like, I started off in urgent care. I was a medical scribe back when I was in Philadelphia. I'm in Columbus now. I was a medical scribe, and I loved it. I worked in the level 1 trauma center, which is like where you see all the crazy Grey's Anatomy style stuff happen. Or like Chicago Med, I watched that too. And so all of that stuff was like super, super fun to me. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a scribe. I've never scribed in an urgent care, and I will never do it again because it's so boring. So people come to urgent care for like the littlest things. They come for like, you know, cough, itchy throat, like little minute things that is obviously a head cold. Like, and they want either a doctor's note, or they want to be diagnosed, or they want antibiotics for a head cold, which that doesn't work that way. And then you have like the sometimes like rare occasions where it's like, okay, like there was a workers' compensation, like something happened at work. You know, there's a cut, there's a, you know, laceration and you need stitches. But we never get anything like, oh my God, like this is crazy. We definitely sent patients out via EMS, like emergency medical services, like the ambulances. We definitely sent patients out like via that way, but it's only because they either can't drive themselves, or they'll be at a risk if they drive themselves to the hospital, even though they drove themselves to the urgent care. So I don't know. And so yeah, I love urgent care. The reason why I'm leaving though is because like private companies, and I'm not going to tell you where I work, well actually I don't really care, but private companies, especially like private healthcare companies, have the ability to do whatever they want, right? And so that's partially my problem when it comes to American healthcare. Is like, it's not like actually for the patient, it's mainly for the almighty dollar. And so like we have been put in situations where like we didn't have enough staff to open the clinic, but we still had to open. We've been put in situations where like there have been tornado warnings and floods and all this other stuff, we couldn't close the clinic. And so all those things are like, okay, do you care about money, or do you care about the safety of your employees? And I feel like a lot of the time, like we have what's called a 1-to-1-to-1, which means that there's one receptionist, there's one MA, like a medical assistant, who like, you know, gets your vitals and things like that. And there's one like provider, the person who sees you, whether it's a nurse practitioner or like a PA, anything like that. Like there's one of each, and that's a problem because of the patient flow that we see every day. Like it's hard to room. We have 5 rooms. It's hard to room patients like when it's just one of you. You know what I mean? Because then it gets backed up. It's just a mess, and it gets overwhelming. And a lot of people, like the turnover at urgent cares is really, really high because they don't pay us enough. And so my main thing with private institutes when it comes to healthcare is that like they try to use you and stretch you out for as much as they can before adding someone else, because they're trying to, it's a for-profit organization, so it's like they try to use all the money, that they try to spend a little bit of money and try to get maximum results, and sometimes it makes you feel like you're not human. And so we work these 12-hour shifts. We only work 3 days a week, which is fine, but I pick up overtime because, like I said, like the money's not there for me. And so that's why I'm leaving. So my last day is today. Very exciting. I started a new job on Monday. I'm going to be a travel nurse recruiter, as well as a full-time dance teacher. We're getting back into dance, guys. So if you guys want to see a video on like my first day there, I will do that. But yeah, so today's Friday, I had the weekend off, and then Monday I start my new job. And yeah, so it's just giving ugh. You know what I mean? It's just giving ugh. Is it too late to go home? Is it too late to get in my car? People are already lined up at this fucking place. I mean, sorry. I gotta work on my profanity. People are already lined up here, and I'm not having it. What? All right, change of plans. I get, this is the kind of stuff that makes me mad. Like, I get ready for work. I'm on time for work. The door is not even open, and the key's not there to open the door. So now we have to wait for the manager to come and open the freaking door. Welcome to healthcare, ladies and gentlemen. Like, privatized healthcare. This is the problem. Like, oh god. Guys, every time I try to film a day in a life, like, things happen that don't actually ever happen. Ever. So, like, I'm sitting outside of the clinic. It's 8:30. I got here at 7:50. So I've been here for 45 minutes. We're still waiting for the doors to open. We're still waiting for the manager to bring a key to the urgent care so we can unlock the doors. And I have seen people like going, trying to open the door, come back to their car, leave, come back. Like all these things. And so, I don't know. I try my best to give you guys like what a real day in a life looks like for me. But it's like, I can't do that. So I don't know if the clinic is going to be opening. Yesterday the clinic had to close because there wasn't enough staffing. But I was at a different location yesterday and I should have filmed yesterday. But I figured since today's the last day of me like working here, I would do it today. But nothing yet, friends. So I'm just still waiting. All right, it's 9 o'clock. I could have gotten here at 9 o'clock because 9 o'clock is the time we're opening. It's ghetto. Like, this is why it's ghetto. It's giving ghetto, guys. So now we're waiting. It's raining like cats and dogs outside right now. So I'm gonna wait until he opens the door and then I'm gonna run. I thought I was gonna be on time. And I was on time, so I hope he adjusts my time because like this is ridiculous. All right, guys, we made it inside. So this is a little bit of a tour. I'm gonna give you guys a tour later, but basically when I come in, the first thing I do is clock in, obviously. We do not work for free, baby, so we're gonna clock in. And then after that, I set up my workstation. I say hi to everybody. Basically, the patients just start coming in and I check them in. I actually really dislike this EMR system, like the electronic medical record system. But I'm just happy that it's not busy yet. So basically there are two types of urgent care patients generally. The first one is like your typical urgent care, so coming in for all of your injuries, all of your illnesses. And then the second kind of patient is the patient that's here for like a drug screen. Alright, so since we opened like super late, like all the appointments that were scheduled, I need to text them on the EMR system, and I need to let them know that they can still come in. So we're doing it now. So because of HIPAA law and privacy practices, I'm not technically allowed to share any identification factors of the patients, but I will go into a little bit of detail about what we see at a typical day in urgent care. I don't know why that song is like stuck in my head. Okay, it's actually gonna be like really hard to film because like HIPAA, but I'm gonna try my best without like violating. So part of my job up front is to part of my job up front is to like keep like things up front for them to eat and stuff like that. They get hungry and things like that. We have a Pac-Man in here. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know why we have it. So I'm going to fill the waters here. We have waters over here behind me, and then we have snacks on this side. All right, so some of the things that you will see in an urgent care is definitely your basic sick patient. I'm talking like stuffy nose, congestion, all the good things. So that's called a URI, upper respiratory infection. We also see workers' compensation, which is basically getting injured on the job. And then we also sometimes have the really serious things like, you know, beginning of a heart attack, a stroke, or anything like that. I can't. It's too early. Okay, even though like I don't want to be here right now, it doesn't mean that I don't like kids. So I'm gonna make her a little bag of like treats and goodies because she's like clearly going through it. She doesn't want to be seen by the doctor, which most kids don't. So I'm gonna make a bag. My patience is like really thin because I would like to go home now, and it's only 10:30. It's only friggin' 10:30 and I'm here till 8. Alright, I'm going to the store because I'm over this. You guys know what's funny though? Something that's like really funny is that because I have a stethoscope, people automatically assume I'm a doctor. We're gonna go and find an energy drink because I have no energy. And we're gonna go find a way to leave work early. No, I'm kidding. one thing I hate about Ohio is their grocery store selections. Here we go. Options. And still they don't have the option that I want. I want a Celsius and they don't have Celsius. You know what? Guys, I found a Celsius just in the middle of nowhere. I'm so happy. Okay, I walked in looking for a Celsius and I ended up also getting a chocolate cake. Who cares? That's fine. Back to hell. There we go. Ugh. This is it, by the way. I have a whole pack in here. It's ridiculous. Kara, can I help you? Hello? Hey, is this supposed to beep like this? Can I keep this ball socks? All right, I know it might seem like I'm complaining a lot about my job, but guys, 12 hours, 3 days in a row, like back to back, hearing patients complain about how sick they are and how they need immediate attention and like telling me what they like deserve is like annoying. We have 8 hours left until I'm done with urgent care. All right, I'm on my break. We don't really get breaks at urgent care just because like it's a 12-hour shift and the doctors don't get a break, so we don't get a break. We don't close for lunch. But since like all of us are cross-trained, one of us can like work the front. All right, so I actually decided to go to Wendy's because as much as I love Chick-fil-A, I already know what that line is gonna look like, and to be honest, I just don't feel like it right now. So we're gonna go there. It's raining, it's like cold, it's gross, so we're just going to do the bare minimum today and just get through the day. But I did want to talk about like some of my experiences. I already kind of talked a little bit about like what it's like to work in an urgent care, but like coming from somebody who worked at a level 1 trauma center before, urgent care is boring. You have like patients that come in because they think that they're dying and they're not actually dying. Then you have patients that come in that are like actually dying and don't believe that they're dying. It's like a lot of different things. But the second option is like relatively like rare, like that barely ever happens. And so like I feel like it's slower, definitely. Like it's working in urgent care is a lot slower than working in the ER, and my brain is just super fast paced, and so because of that, like I literally get bored at work. And so I hate to say it like that, but this is the God honest truth. So if you're looking to do urgent care, like it's definitely not as intense. So if you're a laid back person, that might be good for you. I'm also a laid back person, but I like to be like mentally challenged, and I like to be like on my feet. I like to be moving around, like, and that's not something that you do at urgent care. It's pretty like normal. It's like a normal doctor's office. You know, it's like patients, you know, they come in and they think that it's the end of the world, and it's really not. Like they just have the common cold, you know what I mean? And so that's my experience working with patients. I work up front at the front desk. They recently like didn't want any more scribes, so they moved me up front. So I handle like the insurance, I do all that good stuff. I talk to insurance companies, I talk to patients, I talk to like patients' parents with test results, all that good stuff. And something that like really bothered me today was the fact that this patient called because he had been billed for like his visit, and he was like giving me all the reasons why we shouldn't bill him. And like I can understand if like your insurance like, you know, like has never like told you that you needed a copay, but this guy was just like out of control. Like it was like he was saying things like, I'm a taxpayer, like I pay for the deductible of the insurance, which if you guys don't know, like deductible and copays are 2 different things. In order for you to get a copay, you have to meet a deductible. And so like there's a bunch of different things when it comes to that kind of stuff, and like that whole thing was just like a mess. It was just a mess. And so he was like on the phone with me for like 20 minutes just like talking to me about what like he thinks he deserves. And I'm like, sir, like that's just how America works. Like I work in healthcare, I have my entire life, and I still don't have free healthcare. So like what makes you think that a regular taxpayer with a regular job is gonna get free healthcare? That's not how it works. So he was like trying to like get like his payment, like erase. He was trying to like basically dispute his payment. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, we already saw you. There's proof that we saw you. Like, you know, not even just like see you and have a conversation with you, but like he had testing done, all this other stuff. So like, there's no way around it. You're gonna have to pay it. And like people like that, just like no healthcare is free. We live in America. Like, that's just how it is. Like, healthcare is not free. It never was and never will be. I did want to talk about why I'm leaving. So like, I'm leaving urgent care because A, it's just like too slow paced for me, and I like to be mentally challenged. Two, not, oh my god, I said A and then two. I'm so stupid. B, I feel like the salary wasn't there. So since this is a private company, like they can make whatever rules they want to make so long as it's ethical. And I feel like I would be making more at like a drive-through window flipping burgers. Like my salary, like they start you off at like, it depends on your position, but for scribing I was making $17 an hour, and I was pretty okay. I had a 2-person income, so I was like, all right, cool. And I got to pick up overtime and stuff like that. And then when they moved me up to reception, it actually decreased, the salary decreased. And so I was like, okay, either take the salary decrease or don't have a job. And I was like, okay, well, I have to, you know. And then for like medical assistance and cross training, it's $18 an hour. So I like cross train, and I do like, I can do the back or the front, doesn't really matter. But I like reception more because I don't have to deal with like patients like directly with their concerns. Like I like that, but like since I'm not licensed, like that's a lot of liability on me, so I don't really like that very much. But at the front, I basically, like, if they're saying they're having trouble breathing, I have a little pulse ox in my pocket. I just put it on them, and then if they're actually having trouble breathing, we bring them back to a room, put them on oxygen. Or like if they're not having trouble breathing, I'd be like, okay, you're fine. You know what I mean? Because like some people will be like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, but they're like talking to me and they're fine, and they're looking at me like they're fine. I'm like, okay, you're dying. Why'd you come to an urgent care? Why didn't you go to the ER? And then you have like some patients that are like, oh my god, like I want all the testing in the world done. And I'm like, this is an urgent care. We don't do all the testing in the world. You won't go to an urgent care that has a CAT scan. You won't go to an urgent care that has an MRI. You won't go to an urgent care that has a full-blown lab that can test you for every single thing. Like, that's just not how it is. So there are certain limitations, and people don't like to hear that. They like to just have it their way. Like, this is not Burger King. Okay, this is an urgent care. We either have it or we don't have it. But we have resources to direct you in the right area, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit about urgent care while I wait in this drive-through line. Really bad at filming. But right now I am filling up our treasure basket. Receptionists don't just sit at the front desk all day. And if they do, they're not doing their job correctly. All right, 4 more hours. And then we're done. So look, I told you I was bad at recording, but second bad grapes. And I have some McDonald's, but 6:35. I'm moving so slow. I figured now is a good time to talk about all the things I kind of like about urgent care. The first thing is, if you're looking for something a little bit more stable pace, this is definitely the job for you. I feel like urgent care is a good place to practice your family doctor skills. So like your PCP, your primary care, anything like that. Like that's typical things that you see every day. If you're looking for something that is very consistent with the types of patients that you see, that's also going to be a really good benefit for you. As a receptionist, for someone who does not have a certificate in medical assisting, I still do get to room the patients and chart them and do all of their like vital signs, which is really, really cool. It's a good place to get really good experience. Not all urgent cares do that though, and not all urgent cares allow you to cross train. So just be careful about looking into jobs at urgent care and specifically looking at their growth opportunity and the ability to do more than what you're hired for. I have 3 minutes left of the shift and I'm never going to be in this place again. But I turned off the lights and this is what it looks like. It's empty because I told patients to stop coming. No, I didn't tell them that, but so I have about like 3 minutes left of my shift, so I'm just going to sit here. I did everything I need to do, like cleaning everything, and did report, which is like all the payments for today, like all the medications that were administered today. They put it in like a Google Doc for like corporate. So I did that. And now we're just waiting to leave. All right, so sorry guys, I forgot to film an outro as normal. But if you like this video, let me know. But I start my new job on Monday, so sorry. I start my new job on Monday, so I'm really excited. I hope that this was a little bit informational for you guys. I know that you guys are like, this is a dance channel. Why is she posting about her everyday life? And I promise I'm going to be posting some dance stuff. Every time I have dance stuff, I forget to post them. But we're gonna get better at that because you know we're living, we're getting there. So if you like this video, let me know. How do I wrap up again? Oh yeah, bye.